instead of patching weaknesses, instead of fixing problem, instead of focusing on disease, we are actually focusing on what we want. We are focusing on what we would like to be, to have, to do, to achieve with colourpuncture, acupuncture, with any other therapy. We are trying to heal something. We are trying to make ourselves feel better, assuming that there is obviously a pain or disease or discomfort, emotional unhappiness, loss of direction in life. We are trying to fix something. We are trying to sort ourselves out. We are trying to heal. Obviously, if there is pain, we are just trying to be pain-free. And this is the main focus of a therapy. And this is normally what we do. And obviously, I do this. I do it for other people. I teach my students to do it for their patients. And I do it for myself. I do it for my family. However, there is also a beautiful part of colourpuncture, which I really like. I personally called, it's not called this way, this is my own name, I called it forward colourpuncture. Meaning that instead of patching weaknesses, instead of fixing problem, instead of focusing on disease, we are focusing on what we would like to be, to have, to do, to achieve, to have any experience of. And this is very different. The focus is completely different. And there are several treatments and there are several therapy sequences in colourpuncture which you can do with this what is called forward colourpuncture. This is something that you do when you don't have any pain, you don't have any immediate health concerns. Obviously, we all have little pains and aches and discomforts and ailments, but this could be addressed with colourpuncture in a due course. If you're prone to colds, you can do your cold treatments. If you're prone to stomach disorders, you could do your magic triangles and so on. So this could be ongoing. If you have stress-related blood pressure, you can do your, endocrine treatment, stress reducing treatment. So this is something that we could be doing. However, we would like to go forward with this as well. And on the background of everything else we are doing, this is not a contradiction. It's not like I want to make it sound like you need to really wait for perfect time in your life when you don't have any pains. When you have a relatively calm period of time, you can do these treatments. You can ask yourself questions about what you want. You're making some wishes. You can plan. It can be a goal. It can be a dream. It can be a wish. Beginning of New Year. This is a perfect time to do it. Every patient who comes to me in January will get this treatment. It's called 4 Life Principles. This is something I will start. There are many treatments you can do as forward colourpuncture. I'll mention them later. But this is a treatment I always give to people in the first weeks of January or around their birthdays, because also around their birthdays or point opposite their birthdays. So point around your birthday, same as point around New Year. This is a time of new beginnings. This is your energy, almost your energy offer from the universe. You have more energy, you're more aligned, you're more in tune with who you are, with what you need, what you want, what you truly need. And so from this point, your plans, your goals, your dreams, your wishes, they're becoming more aligned with what you really need, not what you think you need or other people want you to be. Point opposite your birthday, same as point actually opposite New Year's or midsummer. It's also a very important point because this is a point of major revision of what we planned and what we acted towards from this main point. So it's point and a counterpoint. It's your birthday and points opposite your birthday. It's New Year and it's a high summer. So let's say it's a winter solstice and this is summer solstice. The treatment I want to briefly describe is called 4 Life Principles. 4 Life Principles is treatment done exclusively on the face, on the forehead, and it's really interesting in terms of how you do it. You only really combine 4 points, but you combine them in a way that you make points in between. You apply different colors on the same point. You come back to this point, making different triangles and so on. So it's a really beautiful to experience. It's a beautiful to give. It's a beautiful to watch. You can see this light making its way. So the 4 Life Principles are feeling, because again, what we really need, what we really want, might be not something which is we are immediately aware of, because normally what we are aware of, it's our daily things, our daily stress, our immediate demands on ourselves, on our time, immediate demands of our family, our job, depends which life situation we are. When we're talking about feelings, this is a stage when the feeling could be really, really vague. So this is a feeling stage, but it is absolutely necessary because you need to focus on yourself. You need to forget about your daily stress at the minute. And this is why actually before you do the 4 principle, it's nice to do some kind of opening treatment. I'll touch upon it later. So feeling stage, this is the first triangle, feeling. Next one is thinking. From the feeling emerge some kind of vague idea, and then you take this idea and the thinking principle will take it from sort of this obscure realm of something unseen more into thinking process, conscious comprehension, and then we need to be realizing and actualizing. So how we take something from vague realms of dreams through the thinking process and into manifesting. And this is really, really beautiful because you can go through the stages. Sometimes you feel a lot within the treatments. Sometimes things happen after. It doesn't matter. But this is a really, really good treatment. So if somebody comes, so say January or around their birthdays, by the way, if you have a patient around their birthday, or you are near your birthday point yourself, it's very nice to give what is called sun rhythms on the forehead. But you don't do both together because in a way they are using the same topography. So you don't do them together. So I would start with doing some kind of intro treatment. And it depends. It could be information barrier. My personal choice would be magic triangle because this is so good to just detach from everything and really get ourselves ready for it. So magic triangle is obviously REN 12 and levocetins in yellow. You can just do REN 12. You can do information barrier thoracic 8 in depending on the color in orange or in UV or in violet color, depending what you want. With thoracic 8, because this is classic information barrier, you can do kundalini line, either kundalini line on a lower belly or kundalini line on the wrist in orange. And you can really connect with your body first. And you need to have certain degree of detachment from this daily reality, daily stress, and daily little demands which we all have. And then you do these 4 principles. After 4 principle treatment, because it's all done exclusively in soul spirit colors, so you do need to have soul spirit colors for this one. After that, you do some body treatment, some body points, and that depends. If person is more autonomic nervous system disbalance, endocrine deficiency type, then we can do something from endocrine. So for example, spleen 6, stomach 36, pituitary points, all these good points. You can do anything from toxic lymphatic. You can do REN 22. You can do these points around the clavicle. You can do mid-sternum. You can do anything you know from toxic treatment. And then you can finish off with something on the feet. So if you would like to take your 4 principle further, what you can do, you can follow it up with dream zones, which are specific for the situation you want to address. Remember, this is a forward treatment. This is our wish-making, goal-setting treatment. We can do polarity crystals if you really would like to move forward, but there is something that is holding you back and you're not quite sure what it is. Especially relevant for women, for mothers, for people in caring capacity. Very often they just cannot really fully connect with themselves because they are afraid unconsciously that if they do, then something will come up so big and beautiful, and then they will like it so much that it can take over their lives, and then they will stop caring for people, something like that. It's not conscious, this fear, but when we dig deeper in our therapy sessions, it's almost always come to this. If I really am connected with what I want, and I really want to go for it, how will I carry on with my duties and responsibilities and all this? But the way we treat ourselves, the way we connect with ourselves, is the way we also treat other people and the way we connect to people. And you might say, oh, I'm such a selfless person. I do everything for other people. I don't do anything for myself. Could be a really good short-term strategy. For example, if somebody needs immediate attention, however, long-term, it just doesn't work. And we all know why. And anybody who tried it, they know that at some point we come to a moment when we cannot do it any longer. It's not sustainable. So if this is the case, you can consider working with love disc of the heart, love disc. This is something so nurturing. This is something so deep. This is the disc of the spirit, as opposite to dream disc with the disc of the soul, and earth disc is disc of the body. Love disc or heart disc connects you with who you are. Now think about it for a moment. Connecting with who you are mean connecting with the divine blueprint in yourself. And if you let yourself do it, if you consciously go for it, it's almost like you're giving permission to other people to do the same. You do it for yourself. You're acknowledging that apart from you being in your profession, in your family role, in your society role, you are this part of the universe, which is unique. And we all have this spark of divine within us, which needs to be understood, felt, acknowledged, respected, and acted upon. And this is what we connect with when we do this kind of work. And obviously, then 4 principle will be much easier because then you will have no resistance. For life principle treatment, I would always finish with something on the feet. The main treatment is on the forehead. So we are connecting with this way. Then we're doing some points for the body. And then we need to plant ourselves firmly on the ground. So my point of choice would be kidney 1, but it could be any reflexology zone from foot reflexology that you know of. But it's nice to finish with this because then it will be complete package. So first, we tune in with information barrier of whatever kind, either thoracic 8 information barrier or magic triangle or any other treatment which will open up. You can do laterality point, you can do pre-colors of laterality point, or whatever suits, depending on your knowledge of Colourpuncture. Then we really focus on 4 life principles, which are done all on the forehead. Then we're doing some body points, depending on the element you want to treat, depending on the situation. And then we finish something with the feet, and we firmly plant ourselves on the ground, firmly connect with the earth, and then we're ready to go.